All right, so somebody asked me on another video, who do I think had the worst death? And I feel as though, for the most part, all of us usually gravitate towards Isha because it was just we all knew that they were never going to let Jinx be happy. Like they weren't ever going to give her the chance to be a full big sister and continue to nurture Isha the way in which she didn't get nurtured by Vi because they got separated when they were super young. So in my mind, I had already placed a death flag on Isha. I was like, it's not going to happen now, but at some point in time, eventually, they're going to pull the rug out from under me and this character is going to die. So I had already set myself up for pain, essentially. And of course, we lost a bunch of other characters. We lost Vonda again. We lost Heimerdinger. We lost, of course, Ambessa. We lost Jace. We lost Victor. We lost Warwick. But the character that I feel as though had the worst death to me, that I had to pause and sit there for about 15 or 20 seconds, was definitely Loris. Talk about a all-star, five-star background character. A character that is inserted into the story, but if you actually pay attention to them, they are so amazing. For a character that starts off as a drunk, that Vi basically stumbles upon in the middle of Piltover, who shares his booze with her and then listens to like all of her ramblings and all of her problems. And then when she decides to go back to Caitlyn, he's like, you know what? It sounds as though Piltover and Caitlyn and Vi have a plan to protect the upper city, but at the exact same time, get rid of the dangerous elements in the undercity. And he signs up and he's all for following them until they turn into the fucking Gestapo and start gassing people in the Undercity. And his character has enough and he walks away from the job only to find Vi puking in her own vomit, well, laying face down in her own vomit in the Undercity, getting her face bashed in the underground fight club. And there's a quick montage, which is like, it's quick. If you're not paying attention, you miss it, where he spends a bunch of time trying to get her back on her feet, trying to get her back to being in some way, shape, or form, in some semblance of normalcy. And she basically like pushes him off and throws it in his face to the point that he just gets absolutely sick of the entire situation. That is a best friend. That is a best friend that is willing to help you through your most darkest time. And then when you're constantly pushing them the way, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. When you wake up and you realize that you need help, you call me. And he walks off. And then when they decide to get the gang back together to protect the upper city from Victor, he is once again there, signed back up in uniform with Vi and Caitlyn, fighting for a good cause once again. And I was so invested in this background character that his death truly did catch me off guard. He didn't go out with a bang. He didn't go out to trumpets. He didn't go out fighting Ambisa. He didn't go out fighting one of Victor's machines. He just ate two arrows to his chest, one through his neck, and he was gone. No focusing on his character for 30 seconds. No main characters mourning or screaming over his death. He was just another casualty of war. And I think the other only person that could probably measure up to that is the Jinxer, who she was going to leave, or at least in the other timeline, she's the barkeep, and she was going to leave, and she decides to come back and help them fight, and she's in the Piltover rec uniform, where she's helping as a soldier, and she dies, and Vi is surprised when she takes the mask off and she actually sees her, and she's like, holy shit, what are you doing here? And she starts to realize that it's just not people from the upper city. There's a few people from the undercity mixed in here as well. But her death didn't hit me as hard because her character was the one who kind of gave Jinx that, hey, we all look up to you down here. We think you're a hero. Pat on the shoulder before Warwick basically showed up and mucked everything up. And you see her go, no, leave, come back, die. And I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping that the character would live, especially since we saw her in the other timeline just having fun and living her best life. But for Loris, his character went out so just human, so real, that it really didn't sit well with me. It wasn't like Vander slipping away into madness and howling at the moon as lava comes out of his mouth. No, it wasn't any of that. It was human. It was fast. It was quick. And we continued on with the war. 2 shots to the chest, 1 shot to the neck. He was gone. And I think that at least they haven't confirmed it yet, but the character who takes over the gun is Jin, because the backdrop of the concert hall that he's in is the exact same concert hall that Jin is going to be arrested by Camille later on in the future. So we know, and Jin was a world-renowned, Piltover-renowned, I guess you could say world-renowned pianist. So it's highly implied that the person who basically ran up and moved him off of the machine was Jin himself. And it's so weird to think, if they decide to explore these characters a few years down the line, that this death was the one that got Jin fixated with the beauty of death, where his character just died and he was just there. He was just at peace. And you see Jin take him off the machine, lay him down like really, really gently. And it's like, that might be the thing that hooks you in, that turns you into the character you are in the future. But that's neither here nor there, because we don't know whether or not that character is going to be confirmed to be Jin in the future. But yeah, no, Loris's death is the one that definitely stuck with me the longest. I didn't expect it to stick with me the longest, but like I said, it was just so quick, fast, and real that he was just another person that we got to know that was gobbled up in this war. Just another casualty of war, just another name on the list that you mourn and you throw a flower into the memorial for. That I had to pause. I had to pause for about 10-15 seconds to just stare at my screen, which was literally capped to his body on the machine slumped with the 3 arrows in him. But let me know what you guys think. What is your saddest death in Arcane? Comment down below. Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.